Welcome back to Giant Haunted Space Castle. I'm Matt, human person. I've been trapped in the Phantom Zone for about 2 months, but in that time I've watched a lot of good movies this year. This year's been pretty good for movies. So, time for a 2017 movie roundup. Alright, first on the list, Get Out. Now, you've all probably already watched it by now. It came out earlier this year. It was great. It's been a while since I've seen it. I would watch it again. But I don't remember having any complaints about it. So, it was great. Go watch Get Out. Logan. Logan is about Wolverine, but he's old. He's old man Logan. And he finds a little baby Wolverine. And then he runs around with Professor X. And they go on a road trip. And it's very violent. It's a rated R Wolverine movie, which is what everybody's been wanting for a very long time. A lot of guys get just stabbed through the head. If you've got a guy who's been fighting for 200 years, easy. I mean, sure, he lost his memory halfway through there, but at least since the 80s, he's been just in constant combat. He should have picked up a few tricks. He should be like an aged swordsman. When Logan fights his younger counterpart, that fight should have been over in 5 minutes. He's old and weak, but he's got hella fighting experience. This new guy's basically a baby. He's only been alive for like a week. So Logan, it was good. Check it out. Kong, Skull Island. Alright, these aren't going to be in order. Kong, Skull Island is about a bunch of guys right around the end of Vietnam. They go to Skull Island and they find Kong. And things go crazy because there's giant lizards, and it was really fun. It was a fun movie. I liked it a lot. Kong was great. The animation was fun. John C. Reilly was great, as always. I love him. I just love that man. Kong is cheesy to a fault. There are a few action scenes where they just start going in slow motion, and you kind of just put your hand on your cheek, and you say, okay, movie. Okay, good job. But then it gets fun again. It's a fun, cheesy movie. I actually liked the ending part where they tie it in with the larger monster universe. I mean, it was an easy... It was really easy after credits tease, but I'm on board. I want to see King Kong run around punching Godzilla. I want it. Lego Batman. It was good. It was fun. Batman was the weakest part. He works really well as a side protagonist, like in the Lego movie, but that particular version of Batman he can't carry a movie by himself. And that's why Michael Cera as Robin was just so great to see. I liked Robin a lot. I liked it a lot. So Lego Batman, watch it for Robin. Power Rangers. So I did not expect Power Rangers to be any good. I remember when they first started showing pictures of the costumes, and I was comparing them immediately to the old Green Lantern movie with our best friend Ryan Reynolds. I did not have high hopes, and I was pleasantly surprised. It wasn't bad. Go figure. Another movie coming out this year that's not so bad. It was pretty good. A lot of people really liked it, and I don't blame them. It started off like kind of like an indie movie. One thing that I really, really missed in it was, I mean, a few things. My main complaint was the lack of fight choreography. Because they spent the whole movie making you care about these characters, and that's fine, but Power Rangers it's a kung fu property. Like, you need some fight choreography in there to really make it believable. CG ragdoll puppets aren't going to cut it. You need to hire some people who actually know how to do like a flip and a kick and then string them together into an exciting fight sequence. And it did not have that. The final battle, when it finally came around, was probably the weakest part of the whole movie. So yeah, I think the sequel is going to be fine. I hope they actually add like practical costumes and fight choreography. That's all I ask. Maybe Maybe a better looking Megazord. Megazord looks like hot garbage. Ghost in the Shell. So you remember when I said I was really liking the movies this year? No. I watched Ghost in the Shell and it was pretty. Big complaint with this one. ScarJo being a robot. It's like, yeah, okay, you're a robot, we get it. She was very boring. And everyone else did fine. It could have been like a nice dark techno-punk thing, but the plot basically revolved around the idea that she was interesting and compelling, and all of the characters thought she was interesting and compelling, but she wasn't actually interesting and compelling, so it didn't quite read. The visuals were great. I should probably watch the anime movie. What I'm assuming from everything I've seen is that it's basically a one-for-one, like, direct remake of the movie. They didn't like actually add that much or take away that much. The visuals are all like basically grafted onto live action really well, but it works for like a comedy music video when you recreate something in live action, but a full movie. Ghost in the Shell, watch it in HD, super high resolution, the highest you can get, and just study the visuals if you want to get into that kind of business. Make something more interesting. Guardians of the Galaxy. Watch that one. I haven't watched the first one in a long time, so comparing it to the first one is a little difficult for me. I think I like the first one a little more. The first half of the second movie I like a lot more than the first movie. So the whole first half of the second movie is great, and then the second half it kind of drags on. We watched it pretty late at night, so I was getting drowsy. That might have had something to do with it. It's too long. If they'd cut it down by like even 10 minutes, I think I would have enjoyed it a lot. All right, here's my big complaint. Now this is an actual spoiler because it came out pretty recently. It's still in theaters. Big complaint is the final battle. All right, because he's fighting his dad, and they kind of stop making jokes in that section, and I feel like they could have had some really. It was a missed joke opportunity, that whole final fight. I mean, a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, but I feel like, yeah, the final battle was a big missed opportunity thing. I would have loved to see the dad, like, using his god powers, you know, in a really egotistical way, like everything he's just summoning copies of his head to throw at him, and then Peter Quill, he's having too much fun with his god powers. Over time, he's like forgetting he's in a fight. Like that Pac-Man joke, okay, but you should have been doing that the whole time. You should be like constantly generating all your pop culture references and using those to defeat your dad, because that's the power of individuality on Earth. That should have been the big moral, is he's trying to make everyone him, but Peter Quill he's the embodiment of individuality, a whole entire world's creativity. That should have been the point. That would have been beautiful. Oh my god, that would have added layers to the fight. Instead, it was just a fight. They just fought. You bad guy, and he punches him. Like a lot of Marvel movies. Missed joke opportunity. Great movie. Go watch it. It's still in theaters. Go watch it. It was great. It was great. It was good. It was great. Colossal. Anne Hathaway finds out that she can control a giant monster on the other side of the world. It was weird. I liked it a lot. I don't know. I feel like it's not for everybody, but it's a good movie. It's hard to predict what's going to happen, at least for me. I was there for the ride. It's not super action-packed. There's some subtle homages to giant monster movies that you don't see coming. And the overall conflict's pretty interesting. It's an interesting, good movie. It's an interesting, good movie. Fast and the Furious 8. I have not seen a Fast and the Furious movie before. This is the first one I've watched. I'm going to watch them all in reverse order. I loved this movie. It was very dumb. There were at least 4 separate hacker characters, and every time they'd use a computer, every time they'd touch a computer, I was in a state of awe and joy, because anything they do had its own special graphic overlay. And any time the bad guys would hack into a car, they'd have like the 3D model of the car, and you could see everything and zoom in, and oh my gosh, I loved it. There was an Onion short, I think it was when the 7th movie came out. They were interviewing the writer of the movies, and it was like this little 8-year-old kid with his Hot Wheels, and that is completely accurate. As I was watching the movie, I was just imagining an 8-year-old crashing his Hot Wheels. I really liked that movie. I really liked Fast and the Furious 8. Fate of the Furious. That's it. I'm gonna try to make videos more often. Let me know if you see any good movies you want me to watch, or things you want me to talk about. The end. I'm actually in a castle now. If this works.